How do you take retirement distributions?
I don't know, I was a kid.
If the 4% distribution rule was so easy to follow, why don't more people do it themselves? Hope that doesn't happen to you. Now that I have your attention, let's talk about potentially a different way to take distributions from a retirement account than perhaps what a do-it-yourselfer would do, or in this case, having a child tell you what to do. Come inside, let's check it out. Thank you for joining me inside. What I want to do in the next few minutes is explain to you perhaps one of the biggest mistakes that retirees make during retirement, especially when taking distributions from their 401k. And what I want to do is actually debunk perhaps one of the most common rules of saying, for the do-it-yourselfer, saying if you take a 4% distribution, and the reason why I'm talking about the 4% distribution rate is because that's actually been statistically proven, saying if you take 4% or less as a distribution from your retirement account, statistically you should be able to preserve and protect your principal. So what I'm going to do is talk about a scenario where that actually potentially could blow up in your face. So in this example, what I'm going to do is take a dollar bill, and this dollar bill is actually going to represent $1 million retirement plan. Say your 401k or IRA. So we take this 401k or IRA, this $1 million, and what I want to do is explain to you what would happen if we experience another recession. Recessions tend to happen every, say, 5 to 7 years. The last recession was from 2007 through 2009, and when is the next recession going to happen? Really, nobody knows. But the last two recessions, on average, have managed to decline somewhere in the 50% range. So this $1 million now is actually $500,000. And as I said, we're going to use that rule of thumb, saying we're going to need to take a 4% distribution. Well, 4% is 40 grand, and 40 grand off of $500,000 is actually 8% distribution. But not only that, I said that this is an IRA or 401k, we actually need to account for taxes as well. So if we need 40 grand to live on, we need perhaps an additional $10,000 as a nice round number. So 50 grand from $500,000 is actually a 10% distribution. We're now left with $450,000. So how do we get back to that $1 million? Our parents or grandparents might have said, let's live off of the interest and dividends and preserve and protect that principal so I can pass it on to my heirs, whoever they may be. Well, just to get back to even, you actually need to do a whopping 155% rate of return. Not to mention, every year you're going to need that money to live on, so you're going to consistently be taking out an additional 50 grand every year. So trying to get back just to even becomes a mountain that perhaps you could never climb. Now that I've laid out a potential problem with the 4% distribution rate and how your retirement could potentially explode or implode, how do you solve that? You can do some simple planning and making sure that you know and understand your exact scenario so this doesn't happen to you. How do you find out what's right for you and your family? Click the link below to get some additional information. Appreciate you coming out and checking out this video. I hope it was helpful. Look forward to meeting with you.